very dry skin. So I really like to moisturize every day before my makeup application. To prime my eyes, I'm using NYX's Shadow Stick in the color Milk. Next, I'm using Morphe's 10B Blush Palette, and I'm going to be applying this color all over the eyelid with a flat paddle brush. Next, to create a transition shade, I'm going to be mixing two blushes from the palette together and blending them in with a fluffy blending brush in soft windshield swiper motions. Then I'm going to be applying black from the Lorac Pro Palette with a Sigma Detail Shader brush. First, I'm going to focus the product on the outer V of the eye. Then, I'm taking a smaller blending brush and I'm going to blend out the shadow I just applied, specifically the outer edges of the edges of the outer V, and then blend into 1/3 of the outer lid and blend the color slightly in. It's important to start with very little product on your brush when you're using darker shades because they can be very hard to blend out, especially when working with black shadows. Next, I'm going back in with the two blush colors I had used before and blend out the crease even more. After I'm finished with my shadow, I like to wipe away fallout and also sharpen my eyeshadow by starting just below the lower lash line and wiping up to the end of my brow. I'm using Bare Minerals Smokey Smudger brush to reapply the first pink shadow I used from the palette and focusing it on the inner lid. Next, I'm using the same Smokey Smudger brush to apply Buxom's white eyeshadow to highlight under the brow and in the inner corner of the eye. Today, for foundation, I'm using Becca's Ultimate Coverage Complexion Cream in the shade Cashmere. And I'm just going to be blending that with Sigma's Flat Top Kabuki.
We could be holding up our light. We could be fighting for what's right.
For concealer, I'm using MAC Prolong Wear in the shade NC15. I use this concealer as a highlighter, so I apply it from the outer lash line down in an upside down triangle to the end of my nose. I also apply it to the bridge of my nose and chin, sometimes the forehead also, but I have bangs now, so I just ignore that step.
Just to make you see, don't apologize for what's in your dreams. Maybe this time will be different. It's only us. It's only us. It's only us tonight.
Then to set my concealer, I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills Banana Highlight shade from our contour kit with an e.l.f. blush brush. Next to contour, I'm using Becca Shadow and Light Bronze Perfector and applying it with a small, dense powder contour brush. To contour my cheekbones, I start at the hairline just above my ear and move to the contours of my cheekbone. Be careful not to bring your contour in too close to the center of your face. Moving on to blush, I'm using the exact blush color I had applied to my eyelids in the beginning of this tutorial. I'm using the beautiful NARS Jubilation highlighter to highlight the tops of my cheekbones, the bridge of my nose, and the Cupid's bow. For the lips, I'm applying CoverGirl's lipstick in the shade Dolce de Leche. For today's look, I'm going to be using NYC's Black Liquid Liner to create a winged liner. Don't worry if you can't do your wing perfect. You can always clean it up with a concealer or makeup remover. My face says it all. For mascara, I'm using L'Oreal's Miss Manga Voluminous Mascara. I really like this mascara, but I find since I have long bottom eyelashes that the big wand makes it hard not to get mascara everywhere. But sadly for me, that's with about every mascara. I hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, please comment